Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in here, everybody, and join me this morning. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little bit of information about emotional intelligence and what that is and how we can identify the level of emotional intelligence in a person. Okay, whether they have it or whether they don't, or whether the levels are low or the levels are high in any person. And this is very important for us to be able to identify, especially in the church and in relationships. Okay, we have to be able to identify this because sometimes it can go it can go quite a long time before being able to identify whether a person has a healthy emotional intelligence or if they do not have an emotional intelligence at all, or a very low level of emotional intelligence. Now, usually a normal human being will have a normal amount of emotional intelligence. And what I mean by that is that when they do something wrong, for an example, if a person, a normal human being, if they do something wrong to somebody or if they hurt somebody, what they're going to do is they are going to realize and recognize that they did something wrong to that person. And then what they're going to do is they are going to go to that person. They're going to apologize. They're going to admit their wrongdoing. They're going to take accountability for it. They're going to take responsibility for it. And they're going to apologize. And they're going to try to reconcile the relationship. And they are going to do whatever is necessary to make whatever it is that they did wrong. They're going to do what's necessary to make it right. Okay, so that is what we see in normal human beings, okay? In a normal person with a normal, healthy level of emotional intelligence, that is what we are going to see. And that's what we normally see out of people, right? 95 to 99% of the time, that is the type of reaction that we're going to see, okay? But then you have a very small percentage of people, which I believe it's increasing. And I believe that we're going to see more of this as we go on because we are in the last days. And the Bible warns us of these things, okay? The Bible actually warns us of emotional intelligence and people not having it, okay? A person who does not have a healthy, normal level of emotional intelligence, they're probably going to have an emotional intelligence of like a toddler, like a 4-year-old to a 6-year-old. And the reason for that is because in their childhood, okay, when they were that age, okay, that was not developed in them. That was not taught to them by their parents, okay? How to have empathy, for a person. How to, and that means, how to feel what another person feels. Put yourself in their shoes. If you do something wrong to someone, how do you think that they feel about that? They were not taught that. They were not taught empathy. They were not taught compassion, how to have compassion on another person, how to feel bad, when you do something wrong to another person. They were never taught that. Okay. They were never taught how to take responsibility or accountability for their actions. They were never taught, this is what you do when you do someone wrong. When you do something wrong to someone, when you hurt someone, this is what you do. This is the process, okay? You go to that person, you apologize to them, you make it right. You know, you take accountability and responsibility for your own actions. Okay, so that part in childhood was totally skipped over. And it makes me think about, you know, my daughter, you know, and how we taught that to her, you know, and it was around that age that we were teaching her those things, okay? And then when she had her children, we were teaching her children, my grandchildren, at that age. That was a very crucial age, and we were teaching them that. We were teaching them those things, right? And, you know, like as a toddler, and as a 4 or 5, 6-year-old, what they're going to do and why you have to teach them at this stage, you know, in their development, why you have to teach them this is because if not, what they're going to do and how they're going to react is, you know, just like we would expect a toddler to react. You know, they're going to run off, they're going to cry, they're not going to want to take accountability, they're not going to want to apologize. You know, and I remember this happening in my own children, you know, and I remember it taking a while and just having to really work with them, you know, on them getting developed in this area. Okay. And it's so vital for us to do this with our children, because if not, we're turning our children into literal narcissists and literal psychopaths. Because like I said, normal human beings are going to actually feel compassion. They're going to feel empathy for another person who they hurt, you know, who are being hurt. They are going to feel remorse. They are going to take accountability and responsibility for their own actions and how they hurt that person. That is what a normal person with a emotional intelligence and a developed, normal, healthy emotional intelligence, that is what they are going to do. Okay. But if that child was never taught these things, and then on top of that, they were never taught these things, and they have childhood trauma, you know, they were being abused, whatever it may be. You know, again, that is the reason why people do not have the level of emotional intelligence that a normal person would have. Like a normal, healthy, minded, healthy, emotional, empathetic, compassionate person would have. Amen. Good morning, Tina. Come on in. Good morning, Brother Steve. Y'all come on in and join me. I'm talking about how we can identify emotional intelligence. Okay? Come on in. So, and this video is not going to be very long because I have an appointment I have to go to. But the Lord just put this on my heart to share with you all, because this is something that I have had to learn recently myself. I have had to learn some things. So there's a lot that I'm going to be sharing with you all on certain topics that I've never taught on before, but I feel like, you know, the Lord has allowed me to go through some things, and, you know, in order to share my testimony and in order to help other people, in order to help the church, you know, to be able to identify and recognize these things in other people. And also to warn the church and, you know, those in these types of relationships, you know, that as we go on, you know, and it's just going to get worse, because the world is getting crazy. It's getting crazy out here. People are getting crazy. More and more we see people, you know, being turned over to reprobate minds. We see the very people with the very characteristics that we are warned of in the Bible. Okay. And this is one of them. a person who does not have an emotional intelligence. Their emotional intelligence is that of a toddler, okay? They do not know how to show empathy for a person or compassion for a person that they have literally hurt in a grievous way. They have grievously sinned against a person, okay? And everyone can see that they've done this. Like, it's facts. It is facts. It's not just, one person saying, that they did this to me. No, it's several people knowing and aware that they have done this. It is facts that they have done it. Okay. So I'm not just talking about something like like an offense, or I got my feelings hurt by this person, or, no one was a witness to this and I'm the only one saying this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone who has openly, grievously sinned against you, and everyone's aware of it. And everyone is aware that biblically, God calls it evil, what this person did to you. Okay. But yet that person has never taken accountability. They've never taken responsibility for their own sin and for what they did. They've never shown any empathy towards you. They've never shown any compassion towards you as far as what they did to you and how they hurt you. All they have done is blamed you for everything, to take the accountability off of themselves. All they have done is projected everything that they've done to you. They said that you did to them. Guys, this is all toxic behavior. All of it. Toxic behaviors. And a lot of it has to do with their lack of emotional intelligence. And that is stunted in a person as a child. They are not taught these things by their parents, or the parents are so unavailable that they don't teach them these crucial parts of development in their lives that will keep them from having mental disorders as adults. Narcissism, the psychopath. Those are the, personality disorders, the mental disorders that we see. This type of lack of empathy, this type of lack of compassion, this type of lack of accountability, lack of responsibility, and taking responsibility for your own actions and for your own sin. We only see that in those who are narcissists and those who are psychopaths. And that's not to say that, that person is, necessarily a full-blown narcissist or a full-blown psychopath, but I'm just saying that a lot of these people go untreated. They refuse to go to therapy. They are undiagnosed, but you still have to be able to recognize these people. Okay, you have to be able to recognize these toxic behaviors in people, because I tell you what, it is evil, and it is there. It is sent by the enemy and by the devil to take you out and to destroy you, destroy your life, destroy your family, destroy your church, destroy everyone in your church. Okay, so yeah, it's vital. We have to recognize these things, and we have to be aware and know of these things. Okay, so good morning. Good morning, everybody. Everyone come on in. So y'all share this. Let's spread the awareness. Let's help everyone to be aware of these things, so that we are not manipulated and we are not deceived. Like I said, this thing right here can go unrecognized for a very long time, until, a person does something to you that is just unacceptable, totally unacceptable, totally evil. And you know, according to God's standards, you know, deserves, you know, an apology, taking accountability, you know, reconciling or not reconciling, whichever way, but at least an attempt, you know. And the Bible tells us that that is the way that's supposed to go down. But when it doesn't go down that way, you know that that person is not emotionally intelligent. They have an emotional intelligence level of a toddler. Okay. And so anyway, I have an appointment that I have to leave for, but I hope this helps you guys in understanding the difference between the two, you know, what it looks like a normal, emotionally intelligent person who is healthy and not toxic versus an emotionally unintelligent person who has the emotional intelligence of like a toddler. Okay. Comment in the comments if this helped you all at all, and if you learned anything from this, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I will get back to you. But other than that, God bless you all. Have a wonderful day today, and I love you. Bye-bye.